Thank you. The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from South Carolina's 7th District for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. South Carolina has long been at the epicenter of America's nuclear enterprise. It's not just part of our energy mix. It's the backbone of our grid, our workforce. We are heavily reliant on nuclear. We're the home of 4 nuclear plants, 7 operating reactors, and a very deeply experienced nuclear workforce. Last month, I had the opportunity to speak to the South Carolina Nuclear Summit at the University of South Carolina, which was hosted in partnership with Palmetto Nuclear Coalition. What was striking about the discussion that I thought was that there was a unified message, that South Carolina was not just debating on whether nuclear was going to be part of our future. We were actively building the next chapter in nuclear deployment. The leadership is now being matched, or that leadership is now being matched with actual action. In recent weeks, Santee Cooper, which is a state-owned utility, approved a memorandum of understanding with Brookfield Asset Management to advance a disciplined, private capital-led feasibility process to complete 2 partially done AP1000 units at the VC Summer site. Independent analysis shows that that would power 1.5 million homes. It's huge. At the same time, electricity demand is surging. Growth, manufacturing, AI, data centers, all part of it. And so nuclear energy is no longer just optional. It's essential to our grid. Congress obviously acted recently through the ADVANCE Act. States like South Carolina are ready to move. The Trump administration is ready to move. You're ready to move. I think we all agree we need more of it in this country. Ms. Korsnick, Congress passed the ADVANCE Act to ensure that nuclear licensing is efficient and is much more streamlined. From an industry perspective, where is the NRC making real progress in implementing the ADVANCE Act? And where are you still seeing friction that could slow large-scale projects like VC Summer in South Carolina?
Yeah, thank you. And thank you again for the work on the ADVANCE Act to the whole subcommittee. I think it's been incredibly helpful. I think we've seen real tangible progress. I mean, just listen to some recent announcements on, say, subsequent license renewal or some of these construction permits, et cetera. In fact, both X-Energy and TerraPower are expecting construction permits this year. And that would be literally, in record time as compared to what we would have had years ago. And so I think those are a direct relation to the attention on the ADVANCE Act and complying with that. I think the challenge, as we've mentioned before, is we haven't built a lot in the United States, and so
it's been a while, right?
Even if you're finishing the partially built units there at VC Summer, I think it is very important that from a nuclear oversight perspective, that roles and responsibilities are very clear from a construction perspective. They just haven't played that role as much. I think what the work is that they did on Vogtle was great, but I would say it was kind of their first real experience in decades on managing, construction. So I think that's something that still needs to have some attention paid to it.
Thank you for that. Mr. Williams, utilities across the country are currently responsible for storing nuclear fuel on site, often for decades longer than maybe originally intended. From a utility and operator perspective, how do you view advanced recycling in this role, and fuel management technology as part of a long-term solution on clearing existing fuel inventories?
Sure. So thank you for that question, Congressman. First, I just want to say, the safe storage of our fuel is a critical mission that we have, and we've been safely storing our fuel at our sites for more than 50 years. Related to recycling, we are obviously very interested in all the solutions that are being considered around spent nuclear fuel. We do want to make sure that there is a focus on affordability. I think it was mentioned earlier in the hearing that the recycled uranium has an increased cost relative to natural uranium products, and so we would want to make sure that for the benefit of our customers, we could provide that fuel to them in an affordable way.
So the Southern Company then would support efforts to recycle or reprocess, and maybe you already do, I don't know, but you would support that?
Southern Company would support recycling spent nuclear fuel if that made sense for our customer from an affordability perspective.
What role do you think the federal government should play in that, if any?
I think the the opportunity for the federal government in this space is really related to making sure that the technology is advanced in a way that perhaps it could be done in an affordable way.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think you shaved off a couple minutes because that went way too quick. But I see that my time has expired. So
Trust me,
I will yield
we
back.
didn't shave off any of your time.